Good afternoon, everyone. Gabe Velazquez here with you, transparenttrading-solutions.com on a Friday, 4th of August. Yeah, interesting week. Hopefully everybody's having a great trading week. We just, had a lot of chop again today. Very interesting development here at the end of the day where the S&P hit another air pocket. VIX jumped above 17. We are on the, we're still kind of largely chopping, but we are, vulnerable now, I think, to a further sell-off. As we know, the downgrade last couple of days ago and subsequent rally in yields, bonds tanking, and so forth. We actually, just so you guys know, TTS, we did buy bonds vis-a-vis the TLT. I want to actually show you the chart here real quick. So we did, in fact, buy bonds. I'm going to share my screen with you again. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, all that. Let me start with that very quickly here. Let's go into the charts real quick here. So we went long TLT right at this black line here. You can see that was yesterday. We bought TLT at 94.89. Obviously, that's doing well for us. For the moment, we've got a target up here. So that was a trade we did yesterday for our members. If you want to spend a few days free with me to get some of these levels, of course, you're welcome to do so. So we are long bonds. So I'm going to start with that. As the bonds collapsed over the last couple of days, since we're on the bond market, let's start with that, because clearly this was the most impactful market this week with a downgrade, and I wrote about it over the weekend. Again, if you want to subscribe to the newsletter, we talked about I talk about the yields at 4%, above 4%, essentially acting as a sell and effectively acting as a sell signal for the S&P. And again, that did work again. As you know, as soon as we peaked, we went right above 4%. What happened is we had the sell-off. You can see here clearly as soon as we traversed 4% on yields. That gap was from the downgrade, and then as soon as we cleared 4%, we actually accelerated down to the downside. And then all today we just kind of chopped around pretty much all day, and then we had this little air pocket again hit at the end of the day for the S&P. Going on next week, we've got CPI. I'm really, I think if this is the beginning of a bigger correction, we're probably going to head down to this 4,300 level. That would be my ultimate target, and then maybe that is enough to get everybody fearful again, and then maybe go back up again. So that's kind of what I'm looking at on the S&P. All in all, short term, again, just lots of chop this morning. This came out of the blue. I think it was Apple. Apple, as you know, was down today and accelerated down, and that could be the culprit. Who knows if that is indeed the what caused this? But you can see clearly very kind of negative movement on the S&P as it moved as we closed out the week. Generally, again, been very choppy, kind of drifting lower in that regard. So there haven't been a lot of great looking levels so far, but that could change next week. So that's kind of what the setup is. Also, the NASDAQ. Interesting, the NASDAQ did not break the lows here. So if you look at the NASDAQ, looks like it barely is hanging on to this the low from this earlier this week, from earlier Thursday. You can see the 1534. So it just basically hung in there. Didn't quite, with Amazon, I think it was kind of a mixed bag with Amazon up and Apple down. But generally, you can see all of the averages kind of succumb at the very end of the day there. Big reversals. Dow looks like it's headed way back down here as well. So we got a big reversal in the Dow. So whether this is the beginning of something else, we'll know probably Monday. One of the things I've been talking about is the VIX. The VIX did jump. Last time we had a spike to 17, we came right back down. Even earlier this week, we had that attempt at a rally, came back down. Looks like the VIX is headed back up to 20. If it breaks above 17, you can see there's actually a resistance and a level here on the VIX. That's probably going to create some volatility next week. So that's really pretty much it. On the 10-year yields, you can see we did catch this move in the bond market right there with the TLT, and the 10-year also got a nice bounce as well. So we had a big reversal off the 10-year, right off of that guy right there. These levels are way too expensive for the 10-year, so we took the TLT instead. Now the dollar also was moving quite a bit, and what happened here is we came right up to this big level, which I talked about the other week, and now we're trying to bounce off this. So this is kind of in no man's land again. All the currencies, we been talking about the Japanese yen, the British pound. All these levels hit this week. Trying to look to get long some of these currencies for next week. We'll see how that goes. All the metals also hit some levels, but not anything spectacular. And then oil, been talking about 83 oil, hit 83. Looks like that's poised to break out there. And really not a lot in the grain markets. They've been kind of stagnant, you can see. So I've kind of been talking to you about the grain markets, but they've been kind of stagnant. So all in all, just an interesting week, with the downgrade and rates, and going into the August negative seasonals, which I wrote about over the weekend as well. So the great thing about what's happening is we finally maybe get some volatility, which has really kind of been absent more or less with the VIX, hovering in the 13 to 15 level. Now that that's kind of jumped, that's going to be great for futures traders. I did a class just last Wednesday talking about these bigger turning points. And now that we're going to have that, I think we're going to have some much bigger moves, which is going to be great for these for the futures traders that have been largely kind of struggling to get any kind of volatility here. So, and then on the options front as well, we still have a bunch of earnings. All the mega caps are done. It was just a mixed bag, as you know. At the end of the day, really nothing. I mean, last week we had Google up, Microsoft down. This week we have, had Meta up. But really, at the end of the day, they haven't really moved a whole heck of a lot, to be honest. I mean, if you look at the charts of Meta and stuff, they haven't really done much ever since those moves as well. And then Apple clearly down today, so it's going to be interesting. Next week, no high pro. I think we got UPS, Disney, not a bunch of stuff, but we do have CPI next week, which is going to be pretty interesting to see if inflation. Everybody's talking about inflation now. Incidentally, now everybody's on the inflation's dead camp with oil breaking 83, grains coming up, and rates surging. So it's going to be when everybody obviously. All these analysts and whatever pundits, it's kind of that herd mentality. So don't pay attention to any of that. Okay. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. And again, if you are interested in spending a few days catching some of these levels with me, hit the link below, sign up for the newsletter, hit the thumbs up button and all that. If not, I'll see you next Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Take care.